Mmm.
Today is day 258 of the Educator Chipotle Challenge. I am going to record an Educator Shout Out interview with Beau from day 244, and I'm gonna get the same meal that he does, except in a bowl form. For Beau, we've got a steak burrito with black beans, mild salsa, sour cream cheese, and light lettuce. And for Kayla Ebby, we've got a bowl with black beans, steak, sour cream, cheese, lettuce. Did I say black beans already? We got black beans in there, folks. Howdy, folks. It's Kayla Ebby here with the Educator Chipotle Challenge on, day 258. And you'll notice a familiar face next to me from day 244. Who am I here with for an Educator Shout Out interview?
I'm Beau Runyan. I am an educator here in Davis.
Awesome. What is your position and how long have you been in that position?
I am a paraeducator at Da Vinci High School. I've been in that position for 2 years now, and I've been working with the district in Davis here for about 3.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being a part of this and
Yeah.
for supporting the ECC. What or who inspired you to become an educator, Beau?
I guess it's more who and what. Who as in a lot of my teachers helped get me through high school. It was a very emotional time for me, as it is for many high school students. And a lot of my teachers helped me get through a lot of the hard times. And I think what motivated me to become a teacher was what helped me get through my hardest time in life so far. And I want to be just like that kind of person, so I became an educator. But also since I have had a hard time in life, I really want to give back and tell people that it's okay, you'll get through whatever is going through in your life. So I want to be there for young people to experience in life that you'll get through whatever's going through your life right now.
Are there any specific educators that you would like to shout out to for their assistance?
There's no single shout out that I can shout out to. I mostly just want to shout out to all my teachers at Da Vinci High School, specifically when I was going through Da Vinci High School. So when I graduated in 2011, all the teachers I had, no matter what, impacted me in some way. So my shout out is to all the teachers.
All the teachers.
All the teachers.
All the teachers of Da Vinci. Awesome. And hi, Abby. Hi, pup. But what are the most rewarding and most challenging parts about being an educator?
The rewarding and challenging part are kind of intertwined for me. The most rewarding part is coming home at the end of the day and being able to know that I helped as many students as I could, and I feel good about it. Like, for instance, helping today a student who needed help with editing and they didn't know how to edit a video, so I came in and helped where I could, which is my expertise, is editing video and photography. So I came in and helped, and it feels good at the end of the day knowing that this student doesn't have any more anxiety about this project because I can help them get the project done, and they learn a thing or two in the process too. But the most challenging part is not being able to help all the students I can throughout the day, either because I'm focused on one student or there's just too many students and only one me, so I can't help everyone throughout the entire day. But that's the most challenging part, is not being able to support everyone I want to support throughout the entire day. Even though I'll support them throughout the entire school year and however long they're in school with us, I still won't be able to help everyone throughout the entire day. So that's the most challenging part of my job.
You were talking earlier about getting your degree and becoming a teacher. Can you speak more to that?
Yeah. School is very hard for me, even though I'm working in an environment where it's a school. School is very hard for me. It's very hard for me to learn new things, and things just go by really quick. And my brain doesn't work like that. I'm a very slow learner. Once I learn it, though, I'm good at that, but it's the getting it stuck in my brain part that's hard. So school hasn't come easy, so college hasn't come easy, so I'm still working on my degree. And hopefully going back at the beginning of next year and getting my bachelor's degree in history, and then getting my teaching credential in something for high school, so I can work to do what I love doing, which is helping students and educating them on whatever it is.
How, and this is a like futuristic, may or may not have thought too much about it, but just talking about the most challenging and rewarding part about being a paraeducator right now, and in some ways being a teacher, and then thinking ahead to becoming a teacher and having a classroom of, let's say 30 to 35 students. How might you try to achieve that, like, connection with most, if not all, of your students in some form or fashion as a teacher?
Yeah, if I'm a teacher, that hopefully will be a little bit different, where I can at least check in with each student individually throughout the entire period on their project, but also connecting outside of the classroom. So connecting, whether that be during lunchtime or after school or before school, or even now connecting on social media. It was frowned upon when I was in high school, but I think connecting on social media is kind of fun. You get to share a little bit of personal life, and even though we're in a school environment where we have to be professional and we call each other Mr. and Mrs., I feel like times are changing where we are a little bit more open in our lives. That way we know that we can survive in life and not feel like we're all different. Basically just being less, obviously keeping it professional when we need to be professional, but also realizing that we're all human. We all make mistakes. We're all not robots that make 100% accuracy every single time. And just living life to what we want to live and not what other people want us to be like, basically.
So showing your students that you are a human, that you are a whole human, not just an educator who is going to share, who's going to drop knowledge and skills and like content on their brains, but just being able to connect with them, to allow them to see that you've experienced different things that they are currently going through, and just being able to kind of reach them through a different platform and just on a different level. It's awesome. Abby, look, you're on camera. Hi, Mama. So, what kind of mental health services do you think are necessary at school? Puppy kisses. All right, Beau. Same question for you. What resources are necessary school to support mental, social, emotional health and well-being for students?
I think right now, one of the biggest mental health issues that we're facing is having just this anxiety of not necessarily where do I fit in society, but more like where does my future hold? Where do I have as a human being, where am I supposed to go? And I think that creates a lot of anxiety, unnecessary anxiety in students who are trying to figure out nowadays who they are as a human being, and then also what they want to do in life. One of the biggest things is pushing for like college. I know when I graduated, I had this huge go to college, you go get your degree and come back and work this amazing life. And I felt almost pushed and rushed, and that style of life right after high school, going and getting your degree, works for some but doesn't work for all. And I think pushing that on a lot of kids is creating a lot of unnecessary anxiety where they don't feel, if they feel like if they don't go to college, they are this lesser being in life, and they don't succeed as much as they could because they just feel like they're small in this giant world. Hello. What you doing, Abby?
She's so cute, isn't she? You're so cute.
You wanna come over here? Come on. Come hang out. Come on. There you go.
I'm gonna get that. Hi, sweet girl. Hi. Oh my gosh, you're so pretty. Thanks for joining us.
But I think that is a bad thing that we're pushing kids so much to go to college, but I also think at the same time some kids want to be pushed and they want to go to college and they want to do all that right off the bat. So we're all different in that sense. But I feel like as a resource at a high school any high school I guess, but we're at the point where kids can graduate and be on their own for the rest of their life, and we have to help teach them how to survive on their own and how to live in a society like today. And I think that as a educator, I can provide that resource by helping them get through, whether that be emotional or academic or any other way, just helping them get through whatever it is they're going through. So the fact that they have very poor grades, or the fact that they have really good grades but their social life is lacking and they're anxious to talk to other people, helping them get through that, or their academic side, either one. Being there as a resource for them and not pushing them to do one certain way, just helping them, guide them on the way that they're currently going on.
So not putting so much pressure or emphasis on one specific path, but providing the space and the support and the tools or resources to help them kind of choose their own path or choose their own adventure.
Yeah.
I definitely see what you're talking about at the junior high level, but I can only imagine how strongly prevalent it is for you at the high school. And I think, I know our educators are pretty phenomenal people, and so I think like what you said, it's kind of the messaging in our society, like outside of our school building, like the parents' ideas of how their child's future is going to look, or social media, or just the media portraying what that future looks like. Where do you see a lot of those messages coming from? I guess those sources, or like what else are they getting that from, that pressure?
I think the media. I think also getting the pressure from their parents or guardians. The parents just want the best for their children, which we love our parents no matter what. But sometimes loving them means you're pushing them too hard to succeed in a certain fashion that they want you to succeed in. And I think that social media is also not helping.
Anything you think would help alleviate the heightened anxieties that you're seeing at the high school, and that I know that I'm seeing at the junior high level?
And I honestly don't know what the fix would be,
Right.
but all I know from my standpoint is I could be there as an educator to help support them through making them feel like they matter, even though they feel like this tiny little bug in this giant hive. They still matter, and they're still humans, and no matter if we have a disability or not, we're all equal and on the same playing field, basically.
I think Mr. Runyan is going to be an amazing teacher of his own classroom, and it seems like you already are. The way that you speak about being there for students and serving them and meeting them where they're at, and bringing your own personal experience of empathy and compassion and relatability.
I appreciate it.
Yes,
I'm looking forward to it, that's for sure.
Yeah. So, you've been a paraeducator, you said, for 2 years now. What advice would you share with an aspiring paraeducator or an aspiring educator from what you've learned over the last few years?
Specifically to inspiring, I guess just educators as a whole, just take everything slow, to go as fast as you need to go in terms of either getting that degree to become certificated in teaching, or just waiting on your degree and starting to become a paraeducator and starting to educate students in other ways that aren't directly with all students, but in a classroom, but helping individualized students is almost as rewarding as helping an entire classroom of students. So just take it slow, start jumping. I've learned way more in the past 2 years of being a paraeducator than I've learned probably my entire existence of being in school, just from learning from other kids and learning from myself and my own, putting myself out there in situations that I normally wouldn't put myself in, like putting myself in front of a camera. I'm usually not one to be in front of the camera. Or putting my personal story out in the public. It's not something I'm afraid or hide behind anymore. It's just something that I use as a learning experience and then use as a teaching strategy as well, or a teaching resource as well, is being able to connect with the students by saying I single-handedly know how to deal with this situation that you're going through in many different ways.
Right. Can we just briefly note where you were before you became a paraeducator?
I graduated high school and then I moved to Los Angeles, and I was a tour guide at Warner Brothers Studios for a year, and then I started working on Conan O'Brien's late night show for about a year, and then Ellen DeGeneres' daytime show for 2 years. I worked there as well, just as a little audience support coordinator for the show.
But probably wasn't that little. I mean, like, each role has its purpose, right?
Yeah.
So Beau was probably like one of the very critical parts of the Ellen show. So Ellen, if you're watching, Beau is pretty incredible, and it's awesome that you had him as part of your team. And Beau, as you know, I would love to be sitting next to Ellen on the Ellen show. Hello, this is Kayla. Ellen? You want me to come to your show? No way. I have been waiting for this call for 258 days. At least. You got my letters? Oh my gosh. That's so awesome. Yeah. June 11th? Thank you so much for sharing your story. You know, the first time that I heard a lot of your story was at that board meeting, which I think was super inspiring and powerful, and it was that moment that I heard you speak that got the wheels turning of, like, he is probably making waves at the high school with people that he's working with, and then getting dinner with you on day 244, just like elaborating on that story, and then to hear you speak today, I feel inspired by your motivation and determination and passion to give back and support students where they're at, and to just love them up, you know, and let them know that it can be okay, and that whatever they're experiencing in that moment, albeit challenging, like there's you can be their rainbow in their clouds. And I actually just watched a video from Maya Angelou was speaking about that, about all these people in her life that have been rainbows in the clouds in the darkness, and yeah, you are a rainbow in many of our students' clouds, and I think that you will continue to be, and I thank you for that.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
You are welcome. Is there anything else that you want folks at home or on their phones, sitting at Chipotle or Starbucks or whatnot, to see, to hear? Any last words of wisdom?
I don't know why, but for some reason this quote has always stuck with me and kept me in balance in life. But this quote is, is basically, the quote is basically, put yourself out there in an uncomfortable situation at least once per day, and that keeps yourself in balance. And I agree with that. And whether that be, one of my biggest fears is swimming in deep ocean. I hate not being able to see the bottom of the ocean and swimming in it. And one of these days I want to do that, just so I can say I've conquered one of my biggest fears. And doing that once daily, whether that be huge or small, keeps yourself in balance. And since I've heard that quote about 6 years ago, I've been using that every day. And that's my last words of inspiration.
You heard it, folks. Step outside of your comfort zone every day, at least once. All right, Beau. Thank you so much for participating in this Educator Shout Out interview, and
appreciate the welcome. I appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's Kayla Ebby, over and out.
I'm Beau. See you later.
Keep it real, folks. Much love. What are we doing, Beau?
Thinking about life.
Yeah.
Thinking about where we're going.
Where could we go?
Could go anywhere.
Like, down this way?
We could go that way.
We could go this way. If you would like, you could go left, or you could go right.
You get to choose.
You get to choose. You could even probably go forward, you know? Like, it's just a different path.
You might hit some bumps there, but you could
Yeah.
definitely go that way if you wanted to.
Totally. I think I'm gonna choose the left. Where might you choose?
I'm gonna go right.
Okay.
I'm gonna go this way.
You do you, Boo.
Where are you going, Abby? You choose your destiny.
Okay.
Oh, she went that way.
Oh, goodness. Sometimes you might hit some power line looking things. Abby, are you coming this way? Oh, we could go through here, huh?
You could go anywhere.
Ooh, that sun. Educators who support you going on any path that you'd so desire, you will figure it out as you go, and we are here to support you along the way. Right, Beau?
Always.
Always. In all ways. All the ways. Abby, is that your path? Is that your path? Yes. Get it, girl. Get it, girl. Oh.
She does that.
That'll happen sometimes, folks. And then you just keep going. You do what you need to do.
She's being weird. What are you doing?
Oh, goodness. Bring, bring. Bring, bring. Hello? Yes, this is Kayla Ebby. Ellen? Oh my gosh! I've been waiting for this call for 258 days. No, I'm on my cell phone right now. Yep. Okay, I'll be right there. Love you too. Bye, Ellen.